Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. There's a term that used to be applied to mass hysterias, a panic. And we are in a social network panic. The Surgeon General of the United States, Vivek Murthy, a man who normally stays in the shadows, has issued a 25-page advisory with 104 research references warning of a profound risk of harm to children and teenagers from social media. That report is part of an ongoing investigation of what a White House press release calls an unprecedented youth mental health crisis, a crisis being pinned on social media. The White House has put 4 of its arms on this mental health emergency: the Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institutes of Health, the Federal Trade Commission, and a White House task force. Meanwhile, the Senate is pondering the Protecting Kids on Social Media Act, a new law that would make it impossible for kids under the age of 13 to use social media and would only allow teenagers over 13 to use social media with their parents' permission. Plus, the state of Montana has banned TikTok. All signs of a full-scale panic. The Surgeon General, who has small kids of his own, is concerned about adolescents overusing social media for a reason. When you're in adolescence, your brain is forming. As the Surgeon General's advisory puts it, kids aged 10 to 19 are undergoing a highly sensitive period of brain development. This is a period when risk-taking behaviors reach their peak, and when mental health challenges, such as depression, typically emerge. Continues the advisory, in early adolescence, when identities and sense of self-worth are forming, brain development is especially susceptible to social pressures, peer opinions, and peer comparison. The Surgeon General is afraid that extreme social media use will warp kids' brains and send them into adulthood as sick puppies. His advisory warns that social media use may be associated with distinct changes in the developing brain in the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. Look, saving kids from harm is a noble cause, but there is something in this crusade that is deeply wrong. For example, the advisory points out an increase in depression among kids who use the internet 3 hours a day or more. But it could easily be that cell phone use is not the cause of the depression, and that in fact, kids who are depressed use their cell phones the most to escape. Worse, Murthy acknowledges that despite a massive research, we still don't know the impact of social media on kids and teens. As the Surgeon General's advisory puts it, we do not yet have enough evidence to determine if social media is sufficiently safe for children and adolescents, which means that we don't yet have enough evidence to determine what harm taking away social media can do. What's more, Murthy points out that research also shows positives in social media use among kids. Social media, says Murthy, provides community and connection with others who share similar interests or identity. And most American adolescents report that social media helps them feel more accepted and supported through tough times. If you come from a disturbed family, as many of us do, the acceptance and support you get in an online community can be crucial. Public health researcher Jessica Fish said after seeing the Surgeon General's advisory that the internet is a lifeline for folks to receive information and to really see that they are not alone. Murthy has a few solutions in mind for this crisis. Therapists can conduct sessions with kids, not just in person, but online, ironically, on social media. And parents should demand that cell phones go into lockdown an hour before bedtime so the kids get enough sleep. Parents should also make sure that chosen moments, like meal times, be cell phone free and focused on in-person FaceTime. Which, to repeat, if you come from a dysfunctional family and the dinner table is a battleground, can be as hellish for you as any TikTok nightmare. This is Howard Bloom, speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make. Or, want to know why? Ask how.